What is it about the operating model that's changed that now says, do this instead of get feedback?
It became part of sort of, in new nonprofit speak, like an initiative. Like it was something that the whole museum was going to put resources towards. It was elevated. Everybody in the museum needed to know and understand what it meant to diversify our audience and to be accessible to everyone. So community engagement is on everybody's radar. And what we've done is we've created this spectrum of community engagement that goes everywhere from sort of like information giving, where you've made a decision and you're informing people, all the way to a power sharing model, which is community is at the table and their voice means just as much as, for example, which is really tough for us, our funders. And then, we're helping people to see that throughout a project, you sort of move along that community engagement spectrum, but that the goal is to always be pushing your practice more towards the sort of shared power side of the spectrum. What we did with something like the community collaboration project that we did with Barbara and Amanda and Kabaya, and what we're doing with Future First is essentially creating a blueprint that will say, now you know what this means in practice. But our senior leadership team certainly will ask us that. Our board is getting to the point where they're getting excited about it,
Right.
where they're like, oh, this is fun and new and different.
What you see is that the museum used to do quite a bit with feedback, consulting the public, here's our proposal, what do you think? But now it's that notion of co-design, of truly collaborating with the community to design something together. That's this huge shift in the way you're doing business.
So essentially what we have is we have this spectrum, and we ask people to kind of look at that spectrum and say, where are you on this spectrum? So if you're in inform, then we have what we developed, which is like case studies. And so what will take you from inform to engage? What will take you from engage to consult? What will take you from consult? So that's our process now, is to have people say where they are on that, and then look at what will push their practice to the next level of engagement. In the new iteration of trying to operationalize some of these things on our working committee that's pulling off this very large exhibition that's going to happen, we created 3 positions for community members. And one of the things we learned from that process was that the amount of time and dedication that it took deserved financial compensation. And so we created 3 paid positions for community members. And the point was, you are not part of the community, the museum, you are out in the community, you have different networks, different resources to come and be those external voices, be those guideposts for us on our team. And so they are paid members of our committee now, of our work team. So the people that came to the community collaboration project, we said, hey, we have a bunch of stuff coming up. What do you want to be a part of? And so we had them as a part of Dead Sea Scrolls, as a part of Space Odyssey, so we have people who've been on this journey with us, since the community collaboration project, and have come with us through different projects. And we're having to shift the way we think so that is a measurable outcome. That is something that we want. We have people who were not engaged with the museum who are now engaged over a 4-year process with us.
I'm curious if you have a metric that you're tracking that kind of stuff.
We are constantly tracking our demographics, and we are seeing it's hard. We are seeing incremental change, with diversity in terms of our visitors, but we're seeing it. And we are also tracking it in staff, because the other thing we heard from community was, I want to see people that look like me.